here we have our 4 piles for the solstice energies coming up for you at this time. So we have pile number 1, we have pile number 2, 3 and 4. And as always, with a pick a card reading, we want you to, or we, Spirit, wants you to use your third eye to choose the pile that is right for you. So if you like to choose with crystals, we now have crystals on the cards. The first one is, I think it's dragon blood jasper. I'm not really sure, or dragon, something about a dragon. I think I've forgotten its name. I always forget this crystal's name. Anyway, dragon jasper of a type, I think. Pile 1. Pile 2, and again, I've forgotten the name of this crystal. So if anyone knows this crystal, can you please put it in the comments below, because I do have forgotten it. But it's beautiful, and I did want to use it today. That's pile 2. Pile 3 is citrine point. And then pile 4 is a pyrite egg, which is just gorgeous. Have a good look and focus with your mind's eye, not your intellect, and take a big deep breath and ask the universe what it is that you need to know at this time, for the time of the solstice, big time of big energetic shifts. And when you're ready, then find either the card or cards in the timestamps will be in the description box below, and go straight to your reading. Hi, pile 1. This is your solstice and great conjunction reading. And you've only got one tarot card, and you're with all the other piles, I've read them at the end or in part of the reading, but with you, this is like the card that is really all about what this reading is about for you. So we have the 4 of Pentacles. This card talks about, hanging on to money, wanting to control all your assets. And for me, what this card is talking to you about is actually feels like the reverse of all of those things, because it's in the upside down position. So it feels to me that you feel like you're out of control financially at the moment, and that you don't have the energy, the skills or the knowledge to put it all into place, or to put it back, write it or put it back in the right position. My goodness, I think this reading's for me too. But the thing that I'm really noticing here is the key, because you actually have the key to unlock all of this. But sometimes we need to put in a more concerted effort than when it's something that we don't enjoy, or something that we feel like we aren't that good at. We sometimes need to put in a bit more effort so that we can move past it and work through it. So let's have a look at what else you've got here. Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Co-create. And which cards want to come next? This one. A burst of magic and a higher view. Okay. So your reading is really different, pile 1, to everybody else's. Okay. So I was going to start going with co-create, but the purpose factor is really coming to the fore here. There's a big change happening for you at this time. I really want you to have a look at the crystal, dragon's blood crystal, I think it is, or dragon something crystal. I think it's a jasper. And the purpose, your purpose, why you're here, this higher view. There's something here for you. There's a big change happening for you. There's this burst of magic, this co-create. There's a lot that's really kind of underneath the surface that is about to bubble up for you. And pile 1, things are starting to come out of the ethers for you. And I know that sounds really weird, but what I'm getting is that you're starting to trust, you're starting to understand, and you're coming from this higher perspective. This has been the past for you financially. It's still showing up for you. It's still what you're experiencing. For some of you, like maybe 90% of you, this is still showing up, but this is about to dramatically change. This is how you have seen your finances for your whole life. This has been, I feel like I'm talking to a lot of Capricorns here. This feels like what you've been taught about finances. This is everything that It's the sum of all your financial knowledge for your whole life. This is how you've been taught to deal with it. And what this reading is showing you, this time of the Great Conjunction for you, this time of the solstice, so massive energies coming in for the collective and for us personally, you are getting this upgrade in your finances, in your wealth, but because of how you think about it. So I'm getting so excited for you here. You're coming into this understanding of this higher view. You're not seeing yourself as this mundane flesh and blood person walking around the world. You're realizing that you can harness all these different energies. Oh man, like my body's getting so excited for you. There's a burst of magic coming into your life, and it's because you understand that you can co-create, that you are a manifester. My nose is just driving me crazy. I don't really understand what that's about. But that is your intuition. So you're following your intuitive pulls. You're following what spiritual guidance you're being given, whether that's signs and symbols out there in the everyday world, or whether that's you tuning in specifically to listen to what your higher purpose is. It's like you are ready to accept your mission from the ethers, from the spirit world, from the divine. Man, this is awesome. I'm loving this. I really do, because you are opening up. It's like you're a flower, this card here. You're opening up to all this potential that until now you haven't been able to tap into. Whatever your financial situation is, you may be comfortable, whatever, but you are blossoming. You are getting this higher view of everything that's going on in your life, and you're learning to co-create. And this, you can see that this is the start of this process. This is not you in full flight and ready and able to do everything, but this is you understanding the process. Whereas you may have had an intellectual understanding of how to manifest. We can watch videos and we can learn about manifestation, and then sometimes we have beliefs that hold us back. Now, what's happening for you is those beliefs being let go. And like I said, this is still showing up for you. So part of you will be going, yeah, but I'm still seeing the same thing. Do not trust the outward manifestations of what is happening. That is what you used to believe, and that's what you're seeing. This is starting to happen for you. So do not trust this old way of being, and do not let yourself get pulled back into that, because you know what you're here to do. And it's like you're allowing these voices, these what else? It's not all coming to everybody the same way, but a lot of you are hearing a subtle voice, that intuitive, the intuitive sounds from the ethers it's kind of like, it's really weird, because normally I get lots of ways of saying the same thing, but for you, I can't use any different words. It's like it's coming from the ether, and I don't really know if you'll understand that, but I hope that that's the word Spirit's been giving me for you. So what have we got? We've got monkey in the reverse position, and we've got the deer in the reverse position as well. So let's have a look what they mean. Ingenuity. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation. I think this is talking about you not feeling that you're capable, because in the past you haven't been. And I'm not putting you down by saying that. What I mean is you didn't have those skills. You didn't believe you had the skills. And what you were measuring yourself against was how you've been taught it works. And it doesn't work that way. The thing is, the people that taught you, whether they be your parents or society or whatever, however you've learnt about money and how your life works, what they were teaching you was the wrong thing. So even though you thought you were doing the right thing and it never worked for you, and you felt like because of that you felt, oh, I'm not very good at this, I'm pretty shit with money and I can't control it, blah, 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 blah. It's got nothing to do with that. it's that it didn't work for you because it wasn't the right thing for you to do. You are very adaptable and you are very innovative. You have a lot of, like monkeys have got these wonderful little dexterous fingers, and that's what I'm being drawn to. It's like you are actually a really good co-creator. You are really good at manifesting things. The thing is, you've been taught the wrong thing, so you believe that the skills that you bring to things aren't the ones that you need, when in fact you need to trust your intuition, trust your higher mind. That focus, if you focus yourself on what you want in your way, so trusting, then, and this is all about the same thing, trust your instincts to guide you through this situation, pathfinder. And it's in the reverse because, again, these spirit animals are showing up for you because they want you to know that the reason why you have felt like this for your whole life and why this is changing for you is because what you were taught early on is not how it works. You're trusting this higher mind, this bigger purpose, the divine magic, and that's the stuff that's going to get your life. It's going to change your entire life. The path that you're going to be on is magic. You've got to trust your instincts about how to get yourself through. You've got to keep going back to this higher mind. You've got to listen to these intuitive nudges, these if you're hearing bits of songs or bits of people's conversation and it's about something that just makes sense to you, you've got to follow these things. This is your higher perspective is coming through these subtle ways for you. And it's important that you listen, because the more you listen, the more you are going to change this. This feels like something you're already doing, but you're not believing in it. And that's why the spirit animals are coming in saying, you are better than you think you are. You know more than you think you are. You are able to get to your highest potential because your highest potential is living through you. But it's trusting. It's trusting the burst of magic. It's trusting the higher view. It's trusting that you know your purpose and you know what you're here to do. Do not listen to other people who don't understand what you know to be true for yourself. If you're talking to people and they don't trust co-creation, they don't trust manifesting, do not listen to them. That's all I've got to say. Do not listen to people who naysay things that you can feel in your body. You've got to trust your inner spark and your inner self, because you're going to transform your finances in such a big way. This is an awesome reading for you, Pile 1. Thank you for watching today. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Hi, Pile 2. Again, if you know this crystal, please tell me, because it's got this beautiful purple running through it, which could be lepidolite or something like that, and then a black. And I bought it a while ago at an expo, but I really don't remember it. It's been sort of out of use for a little while. So we're leaving your tarot cards for a minute, and we're going to start with a card that's all about and it's really interesting because I think I've mixed this card up and I think it came out before in the reverse, but I think it's supposed to be this way for you, Pile 2. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So this is kind of like what is coming up for you around the time of the solstice and the Great Conjunction. So a big energetic shift for all of us, for collectively and personally. So for you at this time, your freedom, how you feel about your freedom and what it is to feel free is really being triggered for you. And I feel like the word triggered is something that you'll identify with, There's a lot of astrological stuff happening for us at the moment around, what's going on in a planetary at a planetary level and then at a personal level. Now, I'm actually not going to talk to that card just yet. I want to bring out some other cards, which I'm doing yours a bit differently than I have with the last one that I've done. So we have soulmates, we have preparation, get ready for big changes, and we have soul's path, honor your soul's purpose. So Pile 2, you feel like my spiritual pile. You feel like people who really, I'm going to say this and then some of you might actually not agree with me, but I feel like you're people who are making massive spiritual moves in your life. And if you're not, you're getting ready to do that. So the big change coming, Squirrel's all about preparation. And sometimes when on a spiritual level, when we're evolving, we don't even understand the changes and the preparation that our body is making. But things, if we're trusting of the universe, which I feel you are, then things start magically happening around us. And, whatever it is that we actually need, it all starts just falling into place. And I feel like the preparation for you is actually in that sort of that way, that someone or something or people in your life are taking care of things for you. So you don't have to be this squirrel who harvests or, collects all these things and puts them away in the cupboard. Soulmates. This for some of you is coming in, and this for some of you is something you're realizing more of. That a person in your life, whether it be a romantic person or not, is your soulmate, and they complete you. That's a really corny way of saying it. But it's more about that you both give each other something that the other one lacks. So you support each other, you nurture each other. But you see how the penguins, one has the key and one has the the heart that with the lock in it. And it's kind of like you need each other to be whole. Now, normally I wouldn't normally say those things because I believe we're whole on our own. But on a spiritual level, we often find that people from our soul group or, that we incarnate with, that they just make us feel even better. They align us to that higher vibration and we remember it. And when we remember it, we feel even better than when we're on our own. And I feel, I don't love words like soulmate and twin flames and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like you have a relationship that embodies those things that I just said. And again, you've got the whale and it's the soul's path. Honor your soul's purpose. So this card comes up every now and then, but the thing that I'm being really triggered by is the blue. So this could be that it is your, I was going to say sacral chakra, and I know that your sacral chakra is not blue, but this could be your higher heart chakra, which it feels very much like it is, that sort of turquoisey colour. And what I'm noticing about this whale is the effortlessness that it's suspended in the water. And my voice is just deepening and deepening. Because you may feel like you're just floating and that you're not going anywhere fast. But what your guides want you to know is you are perfectly placed for this situation. It's like you are prepared. You are balancing everything really well. You're not fighting. You're not in fight or flight. You're not rushing towards the next thing. You're just floating to see where life's going to take you. And that's exactly where you need to be in these energies, because we're working through so much at so many levels. You really just want to do that floating, and it's effortless. It means you don't have to try too hard, and it means you're not trying to go against the stream of, whatever's coming into flow in your life. Gosh, I'm going on about that, so I hope that all makes sense. So now we have 3 cards down the bottom for you: a merry motive, the storyteller, and the royal you. And to me, they feel like they're telling a story, and I know the middle card is about storyteller, but we're also, underneath that, we have the lock and the key again. And it feels like, I'm not sure if you're someone who writes stories or uses, a journal or something like that. But it feels like at this time, the time of the solstice and continuing on, that I feel like to help you unlock your soul's path and your soul's journey, that in investing in a journal practice would be really, really good for you, because it's going to unlock some things for you. And you can see in this card, there's that ether or smoky kind of look. And it's kind of like, you're going to not necessarily channel, but you're going to channel thoughts and ideas, and sort of your higher self is going to come through. And you can hear my voice. I've got this really, it's very soft. Your energy is going to, either it is soft or you're going to move into this more soft. And it's kind of like, it's like you understand this process. Like, for so many people, the energies that are happening around them are really intense and they don't know how to do it. And here there's a picture here of you where, like, this is how I see this picture, and you may not see this in this card, but what I see is that you're just going apart, you're just going on with your normal everyday activities, which is like washing the stars, because that's normal for you. But what I mean is putting out your washing, making some dinner, like, but you're taking those mundane things and you're making them spiritual. You're making them a part of who you are. And then the next part is for you, it's a royal you. And again, I feel like you really understand who you are. You're wearing this, this crown, and the stars are very important, all three of these cards here. So perhaps it is that you understand who you are at a star level. You understand your star connections, and perhaps that's why you're connected with this soul person in your life. And because you do that, it makes everything make more sense to you. And so you understand, your own freedom and happiness and how those things evolve for you. So what have we got? That's really interesting, and very interesting that I left these cards to the end. My energy's been very soft, very delicate, and then we've come in with two extremely hard-hitting cards, both in the reverse. We have Judgment in the reverse. So this talks about an end of a cycle. This talks about a karmic cycle coming to a close, which actually makes a lot of sense, because it feels like you're understanding, like if the roles are reversed, the angel is below you and you're above the angel, because you're actually like, yeah, I see this picture, I understand this picture, I know that, that I'm closing out some karma here, that I'm finishing off something with some people or some places, but I'm all good with it. Again, like the Judgment card is actually quite a great card, because it talks to us about ends of cycles and things like that. And when it's up that way, there's still some things we need to sort through, but I feel like you actually have this and you know that. So it's like you don't need to complete any more things, and that doesn't mean that you've finished and you're exiting, but what it does mean is that thing is over. And again, you've got the Tower, which shows, if it's in the upright position, it's talking about forced structural change in your life. And when it's in this position, it's kind of like you're flowing with it. You know that whatever it is coming to a close, which again, so there's a close of a chapter here, but you're free flowing. There's this part of you that knows knew all along that this was going to come to a close, and you're okay with it. And instead of not trusting, you are trusting. Again, I've got this weightlessness, this surrender, and that's an amazing place for you to be. And that creates the freedom, and that means that you're in a really powerful position in your own life. You're in your highest potential because you're understanding these things, not from their outer perspective, but from that higher perspective. Wow, pile 2, you're amazing. Thank you for watching this today, and I hope to see you again in another reading soon. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please share with family and friends, and thank you. Hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now. Hi, pile 3, if you chose the citrine point, this is your reading today, and perhaps you may want to get a citrine point. Very good for abundance in all ways, that beautiful sort of bright yellowy sunniness, and just being drawn to the rainbows in this piece too. So, obviously that's a heat treated piece, but we're not going to start with the tarot cards today. We're going to start with a card that's all about, it's kind of like the deciding factor for pile 3 around this time. the solstice and the great conjunction. So there's big energies happening, and this is talking about indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life, and I feel like that's something that you really need to focus on at this time. There feels like there is quite a bit of chakra clearances or disturbances happening for you, particularly in your sacral chakra and perhaps the base, but even though this card is red, it feels like the sacral to me, and I'm not really sure why. So I feel like you're undergoing a great what the word is disturbance, but it's a shake up. Things are starting to be shaken up in your life, pile 3. The next card, which you can't see that one because of the way the light is, that's better. The next card I want to bring in is clean it up. So yes, you are going through a cycle. So you're going through, it feels like the mid part of a cycle for you, actually. Clean it up. The universe wants you to clean up whatever's going on in your life. So it could be your home, it could be your finances, it could be your work situation, but there's something in your life that there is a bit of indecision around. The sacral chakra is involved, and the universe wants you to clean it up. They want you to, I talked about the sacral chakra being sort of disturbed, and it's like there's going to be this disturbance, like the storm comes before things get cleaned up. So it's kind of like there is a storm brewing, and it feels like it's in your sacral chakra. So perhaps it's a relationship issue, but it could also be how you're relating to people at work, a school environment, whatever it is, friendship. But there is a disturbance coming, but it's a necessary one. And why it's coming is because it's going to clean everything up for you. So now we'll have a look at your tarot cards. Okay, so we've got the 6 of coins or pentacles in the reverse. So this could mean that you're looking backwards and you're thinking, in a nostalgic way. Things were better in the past for me. Whatever's happening at this point in time, this indecision could be around home and finances, could be around, and finances keep coming up for you. And we've got 2 pentacles cards. So finances could be the key here. It could be where this indecision is coming up for you. I feel like you've got this feeling of like that life was simpler before, my finances were easier before, and that whatever it is that's happening at this time, it's like you can't see through the dust. And I know that's a really weird thing to say, but it's kind of like there's a lot of confusion around your finances at the moment. When I say finances, it can be how you get paid. It can be, a payment that gets made to you. There is a confusion, and the indecision is not yours in a sense. It's creating indecision for you. So that sort of took a while to come through. But yes, that's how it feels to me. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. And when I see the Queen of Pentacles, I always think of a person who really understands what's going on. So I feel like that this is actually who you normally are. So I feel like you'll get back to this point. You're normally someone who's not hard-headed, but kind of knows right from wrong and understands things for the most part. And I feel like at this moment, this indecision is creating a bit of a feeling of lack for you, and a feeling of you don't really identify with these feelings too often, is what I want to say, for most of you. Let's bring in some more cards. What have we got? We've got Wish Upon a Star, and we've got A Powerful Move. I'm just dropping some other cards that I'm going to bring out in a second, but I want to have a look at these first. So the Powerful Move, sitting right next to the Queen of Pentacles. This to me feels like when you're ready, you are going to make a really strong move, and you'll really take control, take charge, and you'll get back into your power with whatever this is that's happening in your financial situation. And for some of you, it is definitely a work situation. There's a work situation here that you're feeling out of your power, you're feeling out of control, and you're feeling like you don't know how to move forward. The wishing upon a star, I feel, is how you have been going with this. I feel like you've been kind of saying to the universe, this is really what I want. And perhaps it's really what I want. I want to go back to that simpler way for me. I want it to be easier. And I think the universe is actually saying to you that it's time to break with that tradition. That's why you have to clean it up, because you need to see it freshly. You need to see it with different eyes, a fresh perspective, so that you can actually come into being these cards here and being more of who you're going to be. So I said before that this is who you are, and I had this doubt come into my mind. And so for a lot of you, there'll be this perception that you don't know, you actually don't feel like you're this person. But I'm seeing this echo here of the wings, and I feel like there is this divine change coming in for you. So whatever this, and the key to unlocking this situation. So whatever this situation is over here for you, wherever the dust and indecision is coming in, it's actually going to create a really good cycle for you coming in. And I think earlier I said that you're in the middle of a cycle. And these cards are showing me what the end of the cycle is going to be. You're actually going to come up on top. You're going to be the one who knows what they're doing, and you'll be able to move forward confidently and clearly. So while it doesn't feel so great at the moment, where you're going is to more financial abundance is the word that I want to bring in, but it's more about you knowing who you are, and you're able to make decisions in a bigger, greater capacity. So now I want to bring in some animal spirits for you with messages. Gosh, I'm just making a mess today. So we've got giraffe with foresight. You are able to see what is in store for the future. And again, so we have two animals here that are kind of similar. We've got the sort of stag type creature, and then we have the giraffe, and they're both those hooved animals, So they're very sure-footed, and they're sitting right underneath each other. And for me, what that's telling me is that at the moment you don't feel sure-footed because you're indecisive, or there is something coming up to make you feel that way and pushing you to this feeling of, I don't know how to do it. I'm wishing upon a star and still things aren't working out for me. I really wish it was simpler like it used to be. But what they're saying is that you're growing, and you can see that both of these animals are really stretching up tall and getting into that different perspective, a different view on everything. And this is what you're bringing in. So while the challenge is still around at the time of the solstice and the great conjunction, it's something you're going to move through. And the card here is about transformation, but it is in the reverse. So it says, get ready for a big breakthrough. And that is coming. However, I feel like you're going to drag your heels a bit, which is why it's in the reverse. I feel like you're going to stay stuck in this feeling here, these two cards here, which is all about feeling more like a little girl or a little boy, feeling more like you need someone to come and rescue you, when this sort of energy here is so not that. It is you you're growing up, you're feeling stronger, you're able to cope with these things that are coming up for you in your life. You are capable, more than capable is what Spirit wants you to know. You are more than capable, and you will feel at home in this way of being, in this Queen of Pentacles and this powerful move. You are going through a big transformation, as we all are during this time. Be gentle with yourself. Understand that you're moving into your highest potential for you. And you're going through quite a change around finances, career, and all aspects around that. So be gentle with yourself, but know that you are moving into a very powerful position and a role in your life. A great reading for you, pile 3. I've loved this. Please give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this reading. Please share it with family and friends. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the beautiful pyrite egg, this is your reading. And with everybody today, I'm actually moving the tarot cards out to the side, and we're starting with Soul's Journey card. James Van Prague. And your card is all about service. I feel good when I can help others, but it's in the reverse. for me, what's coming up is that perhaps at the moment you feel like there's too many demands on your time. Feels like there's too many people asking for your help. And I also feel that you have a lot of things going on for you personally, and it's like you can't cope with another demand on your time. And that makes perfect sense with this card here, round and round. Your energy is going round and round and round, and there is no release, there's no rest, there's no time for you, is what I feel that's coming from this card. And perhaps it is that you're someone who gives service all the time. Perhaps you are on the end of a phone for a friend, or end of a text message, or whatever, and however you communicate to people. Or perhaps you are, an emergency service worker, or somebody who responds to people's calls for help. That's how it feels like. You could be an energy healer, you could be a tarot card reader. Whatever you are somebody who puts others before yourself most prominently, and most of your time is spent putting others before yourself. So let's have a look at what else. I'm going to move that over here. What else have we got here? Right. Got a lot of pink energy coming in here. There's that pink there, but this is that deeper pink, that pink into purple. Not really sure what that's about, but I am being drawn to it. It's very crimson, and that's the word that's coming to me, crimson. So let's see what information we're getting from these cards, and what's that bringing. It is what it is. Right. Gosh. Gee, I'm seeing doors closing for you, and doors, but no, they're not doors. New avenues are opening up. It is what it is. So I feel like you have either had a big door closed for you, whether that could be you've just left university, whether you've moved out of home. What else is this? You've moved out from a partner, you've separated. It's all about the home. So wherever you feel at home. So if you feel like it's like you've been locked out of your home, it's not that exactly. That's the impression it is. It's like you don't feel at home right now because something has closed for you. And it could be that you've left a partner, that you've it feels like you've been shut out of something that's not your home. So I know I'm talking about this as home, but what I mean by that is that you feel at home in this place and you have been shut out of it. And basically Spirit's saying it is what it is. Take that, because that's what's meant for you. That's a really harsh way of saying it. That's what Spirit wants you to know. You have been shut out of this place because it's not for you, this person, whatever. Smoke and mirrors. This is showing you that, again, we've got a 6. So 4 and 2 is a 6. So this is whatever feels like home for you at the moment. So we've really got a lot of heart chakra stuff going on. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors around it. See, the smoke is just spiraling. And this card doesn't really feel good to me. It feels like, and I don't normally get this impression from this card, but I feel like there's a lot of, I don't know, what is it? Deception and mystery around whatever this is and however it happened. And you've got the smoke and that sort of ether coming in both of these cards. You've got all that smokiness happening here and all this smokiness here. It's kind of like this smoke is hiding things from you. You're not able to see things clearly, and I don't think that's that's in a good way. Sometimes we're not able to see things because it's yet to form, but this is hiding things. This is not doing that, pile 4. And then we have bearing fruit. So it feels like whatever this transition is for you that is happening, it is going to bear fruit. You are going to have, it's really interesting, but one of the expressions that I was just given by Spirit was you're going to have your day in court. So that'll be for a few of you. I don't imagine it's going to be for everybody. It's a new day is dawning. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There's quite a few messages that are coming through with this card. But it's about new beginnings. It's about understanding that things that you've sown either in the past or because of this situation, because you've had to change, they're going to bear fruit for you. And it's really quite a lightness that's going to come in for you. And this feeling of going round and around feels like it's going to come to an end. And perhaps you're moving out of a profession where you worked in a hospital or a school or something like that, where you were of service. You're moving out of that. And the pyrite's all about finances and, financial wealth and decisions around finances. So, but this feels very much career-based for a lot of you. But it could also be that you've been in a bad relationship that you're moving out of, that it's going to really bear benefits for you. You're going to bear the fruit of that. It's going to be successful. This is a success crystal. So what else have we got here? Oh, fabulous. That card makes so much sense with what we've just been talking about. Hang on, just let me see if I can move things. And what else have we got? The Knight of Cups. Okay. The 10 of Swords in reverse. And this is the end of a cycle. It's a forerunner for, you may still be experiencing this pile number 4 during the solstice time. You may still be experiencing the end of this thing, whatever it is. It is what it is. But you're coming to the end of this fight that you've been going through. Animosity, whatever word you want to use. And it feels very entangled. So there was a lot of things going on that were all linked to other things, and it's kind of messy, and it's like almost like barbed wire, things hanging onto you that you have to then eradicate yourself from or extricate yourself from these things. However, it hasn't been rooted in the ground, which means that it's given you the appearance that it's been a solid thing that you can't fight. But once you start pulling at these things, you'll actually free yourself much faster than you think. So we have some real, deep, not dark, but some pretty yucky energies that you've been working with. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Sometimes with this card, I have the feeling that you're moving away from, like particularly when it's in that direction, that you're moving away from something that has been kind of pretty emotionally crap. And I am definitely getting the expression or the impression of that. And it feels like you're moving quite fast away from that. It may be that you feel like your head has been turned upside down, like we still have this round and round. These things perhaps for you are going to continue for a little bit longer, which you probably don't want to hear. But it does feel you're going to move through it, and it is the end of the cycle. So it's like good to know all of these things, but there is elements that are moving fast. There are elements that are really grounded, but there is still some yet to do. Let's have a look. I've got 2 more cards for you. And what have we got? Okay, so we've got two messengers, animal messages, and we've got eagle spirit, and that's all about trusting your higher self, and it's in the reverse. So it's showing me, very much feels like this card here actually, that's you're not trusting in the higher wisdom of this. And that's why you keep going round and round and round, because part of you keeps going back to wanting to go back into this place, and Spirit is telling you it is time to break free from that. And that is exactly what that card is all about here. And it's about trusting that you're going to be okay. It may not feel like that, and it may feel pretty shit at this point in time, but what Spirit wants you to know is that everything's going to be okay. You're working towards your highest good in this. Now, the deepness of this on the camera is really getting to me. Like, this card is all about owl being about omens and paying attention to the signs. But for me, this is actually, there's something different being called to your attention. It's kind of like you're deepening your connection, both to Spirit, but also like grounding. I don't really know why grounding is coming in with this card, but it's very dark and it's very yin. And that's about connecting to the earth, Mother Earth. So perhaps during this process, perhaps you want to connect to the ground and really focus on establishing what I call roots into the ground. When things are happening to us, we feel like we're at sea, where we don't know we don't know what is happening to us, and we can become very much in our heads. If we can spend a bit of time in nature, if we can practice some grounding practices, and I have a video about grounding if you want to have a look at it, that there's lots of other people who talk about it, and it's something that you need to do to help you pay attention to these sights, the signs and symbols that are coming in for you. Round and round only happens when we're not grounded. So the message from Spirit is to start focusing on being grounded and being in your body so that you can trust your higher self. Thank you for watching today, Pile 4. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share with family and friends. And please support my channel by subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.